I be thinking I have money till I be around motherfuckers with money.
Bro, he turned down 30. He left 30 on the table.
I'm good.
You know what, guys?
And I ain't playing the first game. Yeah, listen.
What up, my boy?
Oh.
Yes, sir. Pittsburgh.
Appreciate you, baby.
Finest.
Yes, sir.
Hey, he don't walk like he ready to retire. He's still light on his feet.
Retire.
No more field work, man. Just lifting weights and maybe some cardio or something, but that's it. But I like to look good. That's all that is.
You gotta let it go sooner or later.
Hell
Man,
nah.
get that gut, man. Be a dad.
This
No
is
way.
one guy you don't listen to.
And no
he
way.
hasn't worked out since he retired.
Yeah, I think I went through a chubby stage when I was a kid. So I went through the kid at the pool that wanted to swim with his t-shirt on. So I don't want to be that kid no more. You got me messed up.
And he got abs that say, oh, okay, this was this look like.
when I got abs. Could keep my shirt on.
I'm a t-shirt dad.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision, I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.
Well, man, Aaron Donald, welcome to The Pivot. This is Freddie T,
Yes, sir.
Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. This is The Pivot, a part of Fanatics. I mean, illustrious decade in the league, man. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, 3 times, 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro. I mean, the accolades speak for themselves. I think the one you're most proud of, though, is Super Bowl champion.
Yes. Couldn't wait to get that, experience that, because through my whole career, I heard so many stories about the confetti and the whole experience, and seeing it on TV when the Steelers did it. It's like you can't put into words until you in that moment and get to experience it. Like my wife kept asking me the night before the game, "You gonna cry if y'all win?" Man, I ain't gonna cry. Look at it. Look at it. It's just a different experience because all that hard work you put in, to see it pay off, that's the ultimate goal right there. So it was like, I accomplished everything I wanted to do. That's the only thing I was chasing. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? You just can breathe now. So it felt good. It felt real good.
You had the letter written after that, after the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You were ready to retire. You had a conversation.
How you know that?
You had a conversation. You had a conversation with Sean
Yes.
that brought you back for 2 more years. You worked it out financially. You know, you said that's what it was about. You accomplished so much and you finally got that Super Bowl. What was it about that conversation or that time that made you feel like you had a little bit more to give?
When I first came in the league, I was gonna do 8 years and I was gonna be done. I just happened to win a Super Bowl my 8th year, so I just was a guy that never wanted to play forever. I was satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish and more. I was like, so I'm complete. You know, I talked to Sean. He said some things to me, said some good things. We had probably a 2-hour conversation. I was in Pittsburgh. It was probably late at night, 12 o'clock. It had to be like 12 in the morning. But we talking all night. He's saying some things that's making sense. So I'm like, all right, if it makes sense from a financial standpoint, then I'll do it. You know. And we got the business side handled, and I was like, made a 2-year commitment to try to experience that again, because it was kind of hard to walk away after experiencing something like that. It's like, it's hard to just walk away from that because it's like, it's an addictive feeling. You know, you want to experience that again. You want to experience all that again, all the perks that come with it after winning the Super Bowl. It's a lot that come with it, man. If you know.
They don't know. It's just me and you.
Yeah. I wish everybody got the opportunity to experience that because it's just a lot that come with winning the Super Bowl. And I was like, I just wanted to try to win that again, experience that again, so.
You talked about a number of times. You bring up Sapp and Randall and them boys. Like, bro, why take that from the game? Bro, you was one of the most dominant defensive players ever, and that D tackle. That shit hard because them were the only 2 names I could bring up. I don't know if you got any more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
Why take that from the even now, bro? Even seeing you and looking at you and see how shape, bro, you could still be a Pro Bowler next year. Why take it from the game?
I'm complete, man. And for me, I don't have the passion to play football no more. So it's like, I'm a guy that train all year round. I'm not a guy that I might take a week off after the season's over and I'm in a weight room, I'm training again. So it's like, it's non-stop work for me. It's a lot that go into it that the world don't get to see. A lot of people don't see, and it's like you get exhausted after a while. I don't got the urge to do that all year round no more. I don't got the urge to go out there and do camp. I don't got the urge to go through 17 games again. I just don't got the urge to play football, and that's a disservice to me to just go out there for a check. All right, this amount of money on the table, I can just get that and be done and just get by. That's not the way I'm built. That's not the way I am, and I can't disrespect the game because it did so much good for me. Like, I can't disrespect the football gods like that. So I just, I'm at a point where I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish and more. Was blessed to, create the financial stability that I did to be able to create my own. So it's just nothing left for me to, on the table that I want to do.
If you didn't have your amazing wife, which I love y'all's interview. I told you before the show, y'all's interview she did when you retired, and your kids, would you still play if you didn't have that?
I can't even answer that because I got that.
You know what I'm saying? I heard you talk about it. Like, because now you want to be dad. Now you want to be a husband.
But it's because I got an 11-year-old daughter. I got an 8-year-old son. I got a 2-year-old, and I got a 10-month-old. So, my 8-year-old want to play football. I want to be a part of that. My daughter want to do softball. I want to be a part of that. So that tied into it too. As far as wanting to be with my kids, more experience stuff. Instead of missing things, because you got camp and it's a lot that go into it. But for me, it's just. I'm complete.
Lil Man 2?
Yeah, he's only 2. Everybody think he's 4 or 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's only 2.
Yeah. We need stock in him right now. Hey, let me.
He just put me through a workout.
Hey, what can we put on it?
Yeah,
Lil Man gonna be a monster.
I got that metal American Express.
He just put me through a workout. But no, you know what though? Just being on this side, having been on this side since 2011 for myself, and then these guys, Channing probably retired around the same time, RC a couple years later. It's rare to see guys do what you've done and have that mindset. Like, guys really fight the notion of not being able to play no more, and they fight to play longer, and they fight against retirement. Mm-hmm. Are you as excited for this aspect or this
I'm super
portion
excited
of
for
it?
the next chapter. Because, got a lot going on, obviously, made some good investments. My Ready brand, sports drink, that's doing great. Got my development company that we got our first project. We should be approved in July. Donald Development Group, first project in Pittsburgh, 38 units, community center. So got some great opportunities that's coming that, is gonna come to fruition real soon. So got a lot of things going on that I'm super excited about, man. And I felt like, to answer your question, a lot of people fight the decision, trying to last longer than what they should, but I'm a guy that accomplished, I had big dreams, but I surpassed anything that I thought I was even going, from just putting the body at work. And so it's you check that off from an individual standpoint. From a defensive player, I accomplished everything you can do as an individual. Then from team success, I accomplished everything you can from team success, from the lowest to the highest.
Right.
So it's and on top of that, financially, was able to create what I created from playing this game and doing it the right way. So it's I don't have no second guessing. I ain't no it's not, I don't have to feel like I got to exhaust my body more to try to do this or do this, because I did it already in my 10 years that I was blessed to play this game and have the career I had in a short amount of time, because it fly by so fast. Correct. I remember coming in St. Louis as a rookie, and then it's now
10 years.
10 years, and I'm like, golly, last year was the year, that's the first year I felt old, because all the young guys, all the young players, they playing music. I'm like, what is they playing? I feel like, I'm complaining about the music they playing and stuff. I feel like the old head. I'm like, this is definitely gonna be my last year. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's just when you got things set up and you do it the right way and get yourself set up and you put the body at work and put yourself in a position that for you to be satisfied, for you to be comfortable, and for you to have the right mindset to walk away from the game and not second guess it. It's really a good feeling, and I'm super excited about the next chapter.
When you're in the building, I know the first thing we all probably did was, we wake up to that alarm clock hit and say, damn, got to get to this building. What are your days like? What do you wake up, the first thing you do when you wake up nowadays?
Nowadays, wake up with the kids, hang with the kids for a minute, do what I need to do my meetings, anything I need to do meeting-wise, Zoom calls. Might do some workouts, because, I can work out 2-3 times now. You know what I'm saying? It's got time. So just working out, doing my meeting calls, staying busy, being a family man pretty much, so.
From the outside, Aaron Donald's career looks like one high after the other, one individual accomplishment after the other that led to the biggest team accomplishment. But before you got there, you know, because I heard you mention how great the confetti was. You were supposed to bring your daughter some confetti from the first Super Bowl you were in, and you lost that. And your mom says, like, you've always been about family. And your daughter asked, hey, Pop, hey, Dad, where's my confetti? Weren't you supposed to bring me some? What was that feeling like for you? Because you were a man that didn't fail a lot when it came to football.
That broke my heart, I ain't gonna lie. Even after that, losing that Super Bowl was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was down for like 2 months. I hated Tom Brady for like 3 years after that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. Like, then, you know, I'm telling my daughter, like, we gonna win this game. It was one of, 18, 19 years, we was on fire. I'm like, can't nobody stop us. I'm like, we gonna handle business, we gonna win this. I told, Daddy gonna bring you on the field, we gonna play in this confetti. She said, I can't wait, Daddy. And I remember walking off the field, seeing my daughter cry, and I'm like, I feel like I let her down. You know, I made a promise before I even did what I need to do on the football field. So I always told myself, once I get back to a Super Bowl, if I ever get the opportunity to get back at the Super Bowl, I'm gonna do everything in my power to do more to help make sure that we win this game. And everything played out was like a storybook type ending. So it was tough, but you know, found the way to get it done and get to experience it.
We all talk about the overall team accomplishment. And you know, you're from Pittsburgh. You were right next to our building. There's no building in the world that's more about team accomplishments than that one. But there's also a difference when you play in the Super Bowl and you made something happen or you were a part of it. The way that game ended, it was, if this man is considered so widely by many the greatest to ever play the position, one of the greatest to ever play the game at any position, he's supposed to put his imprint on this game. Was the ending of that game sweeter because it came down to Aaron Donald?
It was, like I said, it was a storybook type ending. I feel like somebody wrote that. You know, the NFL must have scripted that one. But it just played out like however it was supposed to play out. I feel like winning the Super Bowl would be good, but being a guy that made plays, key plays to help us to win the game is different. It's like everything that come with it is different. The experience is different. The feeling is different. It's just like, I don't know. People ask me this question. It's hard to explain it because there's so many emotions that just keep hitting me, and you go back to that mode. You know, everything that was going on.
Did you play in this?
No, it's emotions, just raw emotions. Everything I do is all for raw emotions. I ain't the guy that's like, I get this, I make this play, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. My emotions just take over, and whatever happened out there happens, man. And the way everything played out that game, man, it was a nerve-wracking game, but I knew we was gonna find a way to win it, man, because you know, we had a lot of good veteran guys that came and helped us, like Vaughn, you had Odell, obviously Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, Big Witt, you know, so to get the experience out with them guys, man, and, you know, find a way to get that done, it was definitely special.
Bro, I want to go back to the loss, though. Failing, because you don't fail much. You ain't failing college, you balled out All-American, first-round pick, go out, start balling off bat, and then, like, was that the first time you really felt like you failed?
No, I had times I felt like that, but on that type of a level, on that stage, yes. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I had opportunities to make plays that I didn't. Preparing for a Super Bowl, there's a lot that come with it. Definitely did. It was a lot of media. I just want to play football. I don't want to do all the, you want to go stage with the team and you got to do all this media. I'm like, come on. It was just too much. So you overwhelmed. So you know you wasn't prepared for that. You don't know what to expect when it comes to a Super Bowl as far as not the football part, off the field stuff. And I just didn't get it done, man. I let my team down to be a guy that had the season I had and didn't finish it the way I needed to finish it. From a personal standpoint, I just didn't do what I needed to do enough. So I was like, you know, you found a way. Everybody need to get motivated by something, and that's something that just motivated me to like. I was like, that's the only thing I'm chasing now. You know, it wasn't about individual accolades, it wasn't about individual success. I was like, I'm gonna put the body work and I'm gonna do everything I can to dominate and take over a game or do whatever I can so I can do what I can to help this team to be the last team standing and be a world champion. So that was my mindset, that was my grind after that. So
what was it like growing up in Pittsburgh and then getting to college, University of Pitt, and seeing these guys coming off? When was the last year you guys won the championship? Was that
last one we won was the 08-09. We won again in 10-11.
2010 at Pitt. What was it like
my freshman year?
Growing up, the whole steel curtain, you know, the history of the Steelers. I mean, I grew up a fan of the Steelers. I can only imagine someone like you, born and raised there, coming up in, you know, in that region. How, like, take us back to your youth and, your matriculation throughout?
Grew up in the inner city of Pittsburgh, Lincoln, Leamington. Grew up in a football home. Was blessed to have a mom and dad I got, older brother, older sister in the house that look up to and, to keep you on track. Obviously, you got people outside of the home that, temptations and things like that. My thing, since I was 5 or 6 years old, I was always like, I want to make it to the NFL, and that's what everybody want to do coming forward.
5 or 6?
5 or 6 years old. I started playing when I was 5 years old. I quit when I was 5, came back when I was 6, and been playing ever since until now. But we was a football family, man, and grew up watching the Steelers, big Steelers fans. When they was at the Super Bowl, we had a Super Bowl party at my uncle's house, all the family there. So, you got a lot of good memories of seeing him come down, crashing, hitting people, Paulie Marley jumping over, doing some crazy stuff. Harrison, you got Porter, you got Big Casey Hampton, one of the biggest guys, super quick though. You know what I'm saying? Face mask on his face, but he was so quick. So
nobody did it better.
Nobody, and I don't understand why people don't talk about that guy enough. But but that's different for me because I got to watch him a lot.
He can penetrate. Casey was two-gapping. I mean, he played his role.
I seen him do some stuff when he would cock that stance a little bit, hit that quick swim and get in the backfield like that and make a TFL. So I like stuff like that.
Right.
He's as a nose tackle, you're supposed to take two gaps, but you can split and make the big plays when you need to make the big plays. Right. You got to take them chances. So just seeing that growing up, coming out of, high school, obviously, I'm only 6'1", and you ain't the biggest guy. You're 260. Right. You think you get to 300 pounds? Hell no, I can't get to 300 pounds. I don't want to be 300 pounds. Right. So, coming out, it was always, people don't know if you're going to really be able to translate what you did to high school to college because you ain't the biggest guy. So, coming out, I had Toledo, Akron, and the University of Pittsburgh. The only, 3 offers I had. Wow. And I was actually I was good. I was the same player I am now in high school. I was making the same plays, had 2 interceptions, had touchdowns. So, I felt like I was good. But people ain't think I was the biggest guy, and it's a part of the game. I just kept working. Pitt was my dream school. I really didn't watch college growing up anyway. I watched Pitt a little bit, so I went to Pitt. Grind and do what I needed to do. Had the opportunity to end up having a good career there. We went to the ACC my last year, dominated that, and won a bunch of awards, All-American. Then they're like, all right, maybe you could be a first-round pick, but you did that in college, but I don't think you can translate that in the NFL. I'm like, God damn, what else I got to do? You go to the Senior Bowl, you dominate. You're going to be able to pass first, but you ain't going to be able to stop the run in the NFL. That's what the D-line coaches were telling me. I'm like, all right, then you go and you run a 4.6 at the combine. You're like, all right, maybe he can go in the first round. Right. But you never know. So, and St. Louis Rams at the time took a chance on me, Coach Fish, Coach Wall for them guys, and Greg Williams. And gave me an opportunity, and then, was in a best situation for me with a great D-line coach, and then the rest is history.
I have a question about Coach Woff, who, by the way, cried when they drafted you. Rand Carthon said he went up to him and he was like, man, we got your guy. And his head was down on the desk, and when he looked up, he had a tear in his eye because he obviously believed and knew you could be who you were. When you go to your top 30 visit and y'all bust in the room with Les Snead and Jeff Fisher, what do you remember the most about the Johnny Manziel room?
I just remember Johnny Manziel on the screen with just shorts on, no shirt on. I'm looking, it was awkward, because everybody like, why the hell is he in here? And Woff is like, this is Aaron Donald. This is gonna be a first-round pick. And Woff taller than me, so I'm looking like, how y'all doing? Like, they're like, right, get your ass out type of thing. So it just felt super awkward. And Woff told me, man, if you there, I know they're gonna probably go offense the first pick, because they had 2 picks in the first round, second and then 13. He's like, but if you there at 13, we taking you. I'm like, but that's Robert Quinn just came off 19 and a half sacks.
Brockers was there.
Brock, they had Big Kendall, they had Chris Long, Will Hayes, so they had depth and they had a lot of D-line. I'm like, all right, well, but I'm just thinking, y'all already loaded, y'all don't need me. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Detroit, probably Detroit, Dallas. So I ain't know. And then 13 come, you get that call, and then I'm like, wow. That's all you're waiting for, that opportunity to be like, I'm in the NFL. That's not long I dreamed this. I'm here, I made it. Now it's time to, I remember crying with my family, crying like a baby. It's go time, it's time to work now. And then, went in there with the right mindset. Had Woff I remember I was in there early. I was in the OTA's practice. I'm watching film by myself. I used to break down film all the time. When I first got there, I had them break me a film down to Warren Sapp and John Randall and Leroy Glover, just guys that had success in the NFL, that had my body type, just to watch them, see stuff that they did, see similarities in body movements and things like that, just studying. And I remember him coming in, he's racing the board. He looked at me, he said, I'm gonna be in here, I'm gonna be coaching, I'm gonna be saying a lot of shit. I don't want you to listen to nothing I say. I just want you, when you go on the football field, I just want you to go out there and play. The same thing you did in college, just do here, and I want to learn from you. I'm like, okay. I said, all right, coach. But for me, that was like motivation. He opened the door like, just go, do whatever you did to get here, do that right now. I don't care if you jump out your gap, just make the play. Just you gave me freedom. I'm like, I ain't did shit in this league yet. I ain't did shit in practice or nothing. I started doing that, flying around, making plays at practice. Like, damn, maybe he might be just like that. You do things, it's camp. I see what you do with the pads on. The same thing, flying around, making plays. So I'm having a coach that like that gave me the opportunity to believe in me right away, just to go out there and just play. Like, and then having a good group, great D-line group around me. So it was like, it's hard to fail with some people like that.
There's an urban legend that, because there's no way you did this in high school. There is no way you looked at your coach, Coach Gibbs, every snap, so he could tell you what pass rush move to use.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
He gave me a lot of good tips, but not every play though. You know what I'm saying? You know, Coach Gibbs, my dog, we still talk to this day. Yeah. After every NFL game, you looked good. You should have did this, the same stuff you always did. But he definitely was a key part to the player that I became from. Listening to him, he's the guy. This is why I take coaching now, because of Coach Gibbs. Early in high school, hard-headed, my dad gave me the green light to kind of, get up, don't allow me to. You only had one
pass rush move when you first got to high school.
Who was it?
I don't know. He wouldn't say.
No, it was multiple. He
wouldn't say. He said you had one pass rush move. He said you couldn't do it till you learn some more.
Yeah, he's right.
What was the one? Can we load out? Because now he said
all I did was the quick swim. In high school, I did the quick swim. Is soon as the ball snap, I'm just using my quickness and beating the guy before you get out there snapping. I'm in the backfield. Then that's when he started teaching me the swipes and different things. And once he started doing that, like in high school, that's when I started getting the interceptions and making the big plays and multiple plays. It was like,
you got beat up by a whole team.
He helped. They tried to jump me. Then he's in there throwing them with me. I'm in there jumping. Always the one that got raw. I ain't get beat up. The whole team tried to jump me at a scrimmage, man.
He tackled his quarterback. He wasn't supposed to tackle the quarterback.
Man,
and they put hands on him.
Man, it's football, man. I don't want to hear none of that. We ain't in the league. We ain't getting paid for this. That was high school.
Is that why you beat people in the head with helmets?
When I did that? When?
At practice.
What practice?
Bengals.
You see me swinging helmets? Or did you just see me with helmets?
Two on.
Did you see me swinging helmets?
You had two on.
Did I swing the helmets? Did you see me?
I saw a projectile.
No, I was the peacemaker that day. It just happened. I don't know how.
That was peaceful. I hate to say when you mad.
Man, they had an offensive lineman that kept fighting one of our guys the whole practice since one-on-ones. I'm like, and he kept doing it. He did at least 5 times. I looked at Sean. You get your breaks before, and I looked at Sean. I said, listen, Sean, I've been a peacemaker. I've been breaking up these fights this whole practice. I said, if they do it again, I'm gonna feel like they're gonna think they're trying to bully us. I'm gonna shut the practice down. He said, Aaron, I understand. I'm just letting you know, coach. And that was that. We was cool. Wasn't mad. Wasn't no. We going first play. He come out. He threw a punch at him. Pah. They start fighting. I grab dude. He throws him down. My guy start beating him up. I don't know if you ever been to a football brawl, but it's just a bunch of people, and then you just like, you got to protect yourself. And I don't know, I blacked out from there. I don't know what happened. But I just remember getting pushed out the pound, thinking the whole team coming, and then it was just a blackout moment. But it was just, I was the peacemaker, and then it just happened how it happened.
You didn't become the peacemaker.
I got to protect my guys and protect myself
hey,
too.
Chan, it's the worst to be the little dude though in the team fight, cause like with little dudes, I'm cutting up. Wide receivers, running backs. But then you run up to like Aaron, you like, shit.
Nah, I'm 6'1". I'm going against you 6'7". I'm looking at this dude. I got grabbed him before he grabbed me.
So how you think Devontae Freeman felt though when you had that man?
He started with me that time.
What Red Daddy said on Friday? No.
We sat down with Coach last year. Yeah, last year during the training camp show. And a lot of that conversation was about not having, the amount of veteran leadership in a locker room that you guys were used to having in the previous years. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Coop was there, you was there, but he said that you guys had the most rookies on the roster in the entire NFL. What was it like going through that season, you know, contemplating retirement and, you know, setting up for post-football? Did that have any involvement in your decision? What was that like?
I ain't gonna lie. Going into it, getting ready for camp, I was a little disappointed because I'm like, I knew it was gonna be my last year 10. I already knew this was gonna be my last year. I'm like, and I came back to trying to win another Super Bowl, and I'm like, I ain't bring no veteran help. I'm like, got a bunch of young guys, so you don't know what to expect with that. You know, you don't know how these young guys is gonna come in and how they gonna play. But I'm like, as long as they bring in guys they got the mindset to work, right? So I don't want no guys that's like half-ass and like, just follow my lead, follow the veteran, because we had Cooper Kupp, you know, he's working. Yeah. Matthew Stafford, he's working. I know I'm working. So as long as you follow them key guys and learn and see how they working, and everything gonna play how it's supposed to play out. So I didn't know what to expect. I was a little like, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. This is gonna be a long season, because I already know it's gonna be triple teams, and like, I ain't gonna get no help. But honestly, man, it ended up being a super fun year for me. I enjoyed every moment of it. I just took it all in, because going into my year 10, I knew it was gonna be my last year. So I just, my mindset that year was just like, just take it all in like I'm just a kid playing little league football again. Like, every experience, enjoy it. Like, enjoy the young guys. I had so much fun with them guys, and to see them grow from camp to being a team that make it to a playoff, that, you know, having a cold start and getting back hot, and like, man, it was so fun to watch them guys grow and have the success and be a part of the team. And like, I had more fun than what I thought I was gonna have, man, and I felt like I was able to. They sent me out the right way. I felt like, you know, so I appreciate that, man. And it was frustrating at first, but it ended up being one of them, you know, fun years and exciting years. So
they sent you out the right way, but I think deservingly, you sent Coach Morris out the right way. How did you feel when you heard that he got the head coaching job?
I was happy. So, as soon as I seen it, before I can even text him, he was calling me. He told me thank you. I said, thank you, what'd I do? He's like, man, you did this. He always say that, but I was just happy, man, because I know obviously he's been waiting to get the opportunity again. Me having personal conversations with him over the years, and, you know, me personally, you know, that's my dog. Like, beyond football, you know, I got a real relationship with him, real love. So to see him do that, man, I wish nothing but the best. You know, I'll be watching. You know, hopefully they have a lot of success. You know, I was proud of him. So
I tell everybody, I retired in November of my last year. I was sitting on the sofa. I could barely walk around my house during the week. Like, what it took for me to get ready for the game was way too much for the reward of the game anymore for me. We weren't winning. I was in Washington. And I just remember going into the last game, knowing that it was going to be the last one, and the last play, just walking off the field. And I thought about every moment that got me there. You knew that going into the last game as well. You just didn't know what the last game would be, because you guys made the playoffs. When you're leaving the field in Detroit, what were those moments like for you right after the game ends?
After a loss like that, I'm a guy that's usually, I'm mad. Like, I don't talk to nobody, but after that, man, I'm like, I gave my D-line coach, Coach Henney, a hug. You know, I see my family was there in the suite. I'm waving at the family. The fans saying, yeah. Yeah, I'm in good spirits, because I'm just taking it all in, man, because I know that's my last time suited up, walking off a football field again after playing some ball. So it's like, I was just taking all the moments in, man, and like, you know, looking around, like, just, you know, thanking everybody, getting everybody that, you know, hugs, walking up. I remember walking before I walked in the locker room, Sean was like this, gave Sean a big hug. He like, this is it? I said, yeah. And then he said his words, and so we was gonna talk later. Went in there, Kroenke was in there, I gave him a big hug, told him thank you. I don't know if he knew why I was saying thank you, but gave Matthew, you know, and then I remember just, you know, taking my shoulder pads off. I got on one knee, and I'm untying my spike, and my eyes just start watering. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you know, I ain't want to cry. I ain't want to be like that guy. I ain't gonna make a scene like this, but I'm just like, damn, this is the last time in the locker room after playing a game that I'm gonna be taking my spikes off. And I sat there for a moment, just absorbing it, taking it all in, man. It was like, been playing since I was 5 or 6 years old. 32. I was 32 years old at the time. So it's like, that was a long journey to, you know, be at this point, to be like, this is the last time I'm ever gonna play football again. So it was like, just a lot of moments, a lot of things just hit you at once, man. And you just thankful for the opportunity that you had, and to be in the position that you in, and to be able to leave the way you get to leave on your own terms. And a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that.
Bro, like, you already talk about the respect of the game and your respect in the game. Like, what, is there a moment, because people, bro, you one of the best to ever do it. ALT's my favorite player And when your ass started playing, I had to bite my tongue like, shit. That motherfucker Mike got LT. Like.
but you got it's different times though. Like the game changed so much from then to even before I got in the league to when I was there to now is different than one of them. It's just different generations.
Is there a moment in your career or just somebody said something to you, some OG or some current player just walked up to you where the respect that you have in this game, that we all have respect for you, that you really saw like, Aaron Donald's a name in football?
My rookie year, we played the Chargers, and Rivers came up to me after the game, shook my hand. He said, "And you're gonna be a monster in this league. You're gonna be a special player." He said something in them type of words, and I'm like, I appreciate it. And I remember I'm a football guy. I watch football. I watch all sports, and you know the key guys. And just from afar, I was respecting him from from what he did as a football player in this league. And then to hear somebody. I'm a rookie. I ain't really did nothing. Yeah, I had a couple good games. That's how I thought. Like, I don't look, I'm like, I got to do it again and again every single week. So for a guy that been in this league a long time to see that and see the potential in me,
right.
it was like, all right, maybe, all right, let's just keep going. So I was just a guy that never got too high, got too low, just kept working. I just stayed in my own world. Like, even when people praise you, it ain't like, yeah, I made it, I'm that, I'm this. I'm like, I still got to work, you know what I'm saying? You have a good year. That's old. Now I got to have another good year because I can't live off what I did in the past. I got to, be now in the present. So that's my mindset, just to continue to work, continue to, find ways to get better.
Seeing your family in Detroit, I don't know if they went to every away game, but I'm sure they knew as well it was possible for it to be over. We just got all kind of great connections. I mean, you're from Pittsburgh. I played in Pittsburgh. I went to LSU. Your wife went to LSU. So now that lets me know you're also a genius, not only one of the greatest athletes to ever play football, but did you really propose twice?
Yeah, because the first time I proposed without a ring.
Why did you propose then if you didn't have it? It just spurred them on.
We was in Lanai, Hawaii, it's like a private island. We did our first trip, and I was, you got love, and you know but you don't never know until you really I got to be with her, got to experience the time with her. And I'm like, God damn, we here 4 days. We extended a little longer. I'm like, I ain't trying to, I'm enjoying this with she's the one. I'm like, I just went into motion. I got on one knee hey, will you marry me? She thinking I'm playing. I'm like, I looked at him, I'm serious. She said, yeah. And then she thought I was playing the whole time. I'm like, I'm serious. I really proposed to her. I just ain't have a ring, so I didn't have to propose to her again. But yeah, I proposed to her twice.
Encroachment.
Hey,
you lined up on sides, dog.
Man, I was in love. I got them big heart eyes. I'm like, just marry me, please. Just marry me now, baby.
I need to know the prior 15 minutes to you proposing without a ring.
It was off raw emotions.
What were y'all doing?
It wasn't I wasn't even I'm going to do this. It was just whatever we was doing, whatever the mood was, what was going on was I felt like that's what I wanted to do at that time, and that's what I did. And she was just going to say yeah or no.
So when you went to Hawaii, this was no way to plan.
It wasn't planned at all. So I wasn't I'm going to propose to her. It was just all raw emotion and love and all that.
So you had such a great time in Hawaii for 4 days.
No, it was longer than 4 days.
Okay, that you realized while you was out there.
Well, you gotta understand, I knew her for a while.
He was like Harlem Nights. Mama, I ain't never coming home.
What's this out? But me and my wife, we was friends before we was in a relationship. So we were we was cool. So she would hang, we wasn't nothing it was just hanging like this. We'd have a drink and we'd just talk it up. She know personal stuff and relationship stuff. She was the homie. We started being around each other so much. We started to get to know each other a little different. And I was like, dang. She started to grow on me hold up, man. It was that one time she didn't come to the house and hang. I'm like, damn, I wonder what she's doing right now. But I don't want to text her. And I found out she was thinking the same thing. So I'm like, everything happened for a reason, man. And I'm blessed to have the wife I got, man, because she's definitely gonna be. She's a huge part of, everything I got going on off the field. Obviously, she ain't just my wife, she's my partner in business. She's an amazing mom. She's an amazing stepmom. So family lover, so I'm just, I'm in a position that I got a lot of great people around me, got a great person next to me. So.
Woman so nice, she had to propose twice.
What's this
Lanai.
island called? Lulu.
It's called Lanai. Hey, it's like a private island out here. So.
No, you guys, your relationship is amazing. I think that interview, you know, when you announced your retirement, that first interview, I think it was perfect. How did she prepare? Like she's amazing at it.
She's really good
at what she does. Like the questions and everything, the whole setup. Journalism,
LSU is what we do. It's what we do.
So she's journalism background.
Shout out to E.
I mean, because it seems as if she has a journalism background with the questions she asks.
No, she just. So this was the thing. When I said, I always told her I was going. When I was retired, she was like, "Let me do your first interview." When you retire, I said, "All right." And I retired. She's like, "I'm doing your first interview," because that's when a lot of people started reaching out. Like, "Hey, you want the interview?" I was like,
Right.
She's like, "No. You said I could get the first interview." So I was like, well, "Wifey gonna do the first interview," and she did all that by herself. We set up at my childhood home. Obviously, it look a little different now. They got it redid, but that was my childhood home. We was in the living room and. You know, had a little mimosa before before the interview to relax a little bit, and she answered the questions, and I didn't know what she was gonna ask. She just started off and did it how she did it. Yeah, she did good.
It was great. I was gonna ask you if it was. Did you kind of get a sneak peek of some of the questions?
I think she asked me a couple questions that she was gonna ask, but that was all. I didn't know what was going. I didn't know how it was gonna be.
Access to the childhood home. Is that still you still own it?
We still own it. We redoing the whole house. We pretty much did the whole downstairs. We did the whole weight room downstairs in the basement.
Okay.
Doing some work with it right now. So that's a forever home. We ain't never getting rid of that home. So.
Yeah.
You know, you said that Pitt was your dream school, and I have this conversation with a lot of people that they don't see Pitt the way I sort of got to see it. And within my time there, you know, I was a little bit after Larry. I was there, obviously, during your career, and also Darrelle Revis. That's three of the best players to play football in the modern era, but are going to be talked about as the best player at their position during the modern era. Do you ever think about, like, what you've added to the legacy of that school on the heels of what those two were able to do?
Yeah, no. You know, we talk a lot of trash. You know, everybody be like, Pitt ain't this. And I'm like, we got a lot of Hall of Fame and a lot of greats. They be like, who? Tony Dorsett, Marino. Be like, what? He went there? Like, I'm like, yeah, man. So just to be up there, like going back and being in the indoor, seeing my banners hanging up, or going back to the Aaron Donald Performance Center and walking through and seeing my picture and seeing my name on top of it, you know, that's crazy. That's a legacy. That's gonna be there forever. You know, that's something that I can show my kids. My kids get to see, and as they grow, they can see, and like people. Like, that's special for me, man. It's like, cause I always wanted a lot from this game, but it gave me so much more that I thought was even possible, man. And it's like, my eyes water. But it's crazy, man. I wanted great things. I wanted to get myself at a certain point, but just working, man, and grinding and never allowing negativity or positivity to affect where I'm trying to go, and just staying like this. Everything that came from this game, from just putting the body working, it's like, it's crazy.
Are you still surprised how good you were? This shit, like,
it's still hard to let it all sink. So much, like, I don't really think everything's sunk in yet. You know, there's certain things like, some, like, even when I retired and the Rams put out, they little highlights, and I'm watching that early in the morning. I'm like, because it's just so much, man. Because I just see I just know how much work I put into behind the scenes. I know the film. I know the training. I know the recovery stuff I had to do. I know all that to get to myself to be the player that I had to be. It's like, but I just you dream big, but when you surpass things that you dreamed, it's like it's different, man. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
Yeah.
Is there a player that you probably never got an opportunity to play with that you wish could have been on the D-line next to you?
Heck yeah. You got Fletcher Cox. I would have loved to have him as my nose tackle. I got to play with Vaughn. I would have said Vaughn, but we got Vaughn. I was so happy we got him that year. Oh my gosh, I was so happy.
Crazy.
Chris Jones, I seen him early when he was, before he became more of a household name. I used to be a guy that be like, he used to always be like, I remember we played them in that game. We played the Chiefs here.
Like the 50 to 54 game.
I remember he was like, man, how the hell you keep getting all these sacks? You just had 14, now you at 60. I keep trying to catch you, and every time I try to catch you. So that's when I first seen him. We exchanged jerseys, and that's when I really started to pay attention to him more. And I was like, yeah, he gonna be a problem. So a guy like that. So for me, it's more interior rushers that I wish I would have got the opportunity to play with than edge guys. Like edge guys is good, but you know, you still gonna get the slide and things like that. And all they can do is they can still chip down with the tackle, and all they do is bring that tight end and help slow that end down. So if anything, I'd rather more of a presence. Like when I had Sue that year, just his name alone took a lot of pressure off me, and that's why them sacks was like, they was coming like 3, 4 at a time, you know. So, but a guy that even when he was like, was that 2 years ago? I think Fletcher Cox, they had released with the Eagles, then he went back. I was like, hey. Hey, what you? I just seen it, let you go. What you about to do? Cause we got the same agent, so I called my agent like, tell Flex, you know, come this way. I know you're 3 tech, but tell him to get some of this nose work over here, man. You know what I'm saying?
If you can go a step further, that year when Gurley was going crazy, that was the Super Bowl year. Was that 19?
18, 19.
18, 19. If you can build your all-time D-line, you got to add another DT, 2 DNs next to you from the greats. To stop what, from all of the greats. To stop what?
That's too many football players.
I mean,
you gotta give me
your guys.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I was about to say that's too. It's way too many greats.
thing.
And you talking about more in my generation or guys I seen play?
Like whoever you want to put on you, obviously, but you got to
We're in
add
a
just 3
4-3?
more guys.
Just
4-3, you gotta go
4-3.
4. Yep.
4-3.
So I'm putting myself at 3 tech.
Okay.
A nose tackle in his prime. I'm gonna just say in my era more. I'm gonna do Fletcher Cox.
Yep.
I'm gonna put him at my nose tackle. So I'm at 3. He's at nose. At my end, shit, there's so many good edge rushers now.
You got to start the run too.
Yeah, I gotta put Vaughn out there because Vaughn, he can do it all, and then he's smart, and then he's perfect with the game. When you run games with him, I love running games with him. So I gotta put Vaughn out there, and then for a big body guy, I gotta do like a You got T.J. Watt out there. You got
Monster.
Myles Garrett out there. You got when Khalil Mack, when he's on fire, that's some power coming on the other edge to collapse the whole other side. Let me pick Khalil Mack out there. I need a guy that's gonna work some power. He can collapse the whole.
I just want to put a little pressure
Yeah,
on you.
I'm gonna this guy
great
around me.
choices.
I like that because I
Those are
got Vaughn
great
with the
choices.
speed, a little finesse, and he gonna hit you with some power. Me, power, finesse. You got Big Flex that's explosive as hell, quick as hell, and then you got Khalil Mack that's just powerful, and he got some bendability. I like that D line. That's a fun D line.
That's a hell of a front.
You are a workout-aholic now, right? Talk a little bit about Big Archie and your brother just working out at the crib and sort of showing you and instilling that fire in you that's how you prepare to be great.
So we and my dad, for years we always laughed. He's like, I always say, you was preparing me to be a pro before we even know what we was doing, right? So at 12 years old, you know, I was a lazy kid, you know. So my dad was like, I'm gonna start making you work out with me. So I'm like, God damn, I gotta work out with him every day now. you know, you come home from school, you gotta work out. In the mornings you gotta work out. So, you know, at first it was like, he kind of forced me to do it. And then, you know, once you start getting on a routine, you start doing it, you know, start seeing a little change in your body. Like, everybody can't see it, but I see a little muscle coming right here and there. I'm like, hold up. Okay, let me keep doing it. Then you start seeing a change in your body, and you kind of get addicted to it. So, you know, it became a part of my life to the point where, you know, in high school, you know, we wake up 4:30 in the morning before we went to school, and I work out with my dad, and, you know, then, you know, shower and then go to school, and then go to football practice later that day and do everything with the team. So it just became a routine, man, from just working and seeing the change, and you get addicted to that to the point where, you know, my dad used to wake me up to the point I used to have to wake my dad up. He's like, hey, Dad, it's 4:30, it's time, man. I got school in a couple hours, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So him instilling that work ethic into me at a young age just transpired to so much more than what we thought it was going to be, man. And, you know, I always thank my dad. Can't thank him enough because, you know, when it comes to my work ethic and the way I am, just in my everyday life now, he always told me, you know, working out, you're going to see a change in your body, but you're going to see the way you carry yourself in your everyday life is going to change too. And I'm like, all right, man. And then, you know, you start doing them things, you start seeing all the hard work pay off, you know, you start doing things differently in everyday life. Now you're a little bit more structured, you know. You work a little harder at practice now. You know, you had to do 5 laps, but you're gonna be the extra guy that's gonna stay, or you're gonna do 10 now. You know, and then the people around you see that now. I can't let them out work. Now they with me, but they don't really know you being a leader just off what you're doing, and they following everything you do. Now you're making everybody better. So just getting addicted to that, man, that my dad instilled into me at a young age, and it grew to what it was.
And bro, I've heard you say before, I think it probably was when your wife interviewed you when you retired, and you said you're almost opening up the door for a 6'1", 265-pound D tackle. I don't think you are. I think you're an outlier. I think you're an aberration. You're not opening the door for nobody your height and weight to be a D tackle. I think you just a bad motherfucker that choked the shit out of people.
No, you give opportunities. Now it ain't like a guy that's that size, that weight. Before they was like, no, we need a guy that's 6'3", 6'4", 300 pounds. But if you see the guys that's getting drafted now, guys is built. Yeah, guys is built a little different. You got guys that D tackles are 6'1", 6'2" now. They ain't really looking for. You know, because the game changed. Everything's so louder. It's all about, you know, it's different now. So you really don't need them. You don't really need them big body guys, but for first down now, you know. So the game changed, and, you know, on top of that, I felt like just opened up the door for a lot. Just same thing I say about Geno Atkins. You know, he wasn't the biggest guy, but I watched the Steelers all the time. They played them twice a year, and he used to throw them offensive linemen around like manhandle. Like,
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? He opened up the door for me because, you know, he was probably 6'2", 6'3". I think he was more like 6'2". He's like my height when I met him. So, you know, he opened up the door for me, and then, you know, you do the same things, and now these coaches and these people that's going through these rooms and looking at these players is like, shit, maybe that can be the next, that person. That could be the next. That's all they're looking for. That's how I feel like that's how I work, you know.
But you're violent.
You gotta be. That's football.
Where did your violence come from? Because you ain't even. When we come to the Rams camp?
Last year.
You had a look like you have a look.
He's mean,
You're
bro.
a
not a
Thank
nice
you.
guy.
I'm glad you said it
He's
because I
not
ain't
a
want to
nice
get mad
guy.
at me.
His
because
daddy said he
could
was
probably
mean
whip
too.
me in them goddamn flip flops.
He mean,
What is
bro.
that like? Where does that come from? That mean, that violence? That you're laughing now, but we've watched you play like you don't enjoy other people touching you.
Yeah, that's Big Boom. That's my dad. He instilled that to me. He created alphas. I'm an alpha male, so you got to know the story about how my dad is and how he's raised. I don't want to go into his background, but he was a big, strong guy and a guy that was well respected, and you know, he'd put them hands on somebody quick if you get out of hand. So, you know, I ain't have to look outside my household to look up to nobody. I had my dad, I had my brother, had them people in my household to look up to. So my dad built us this way. So, you know, it's hard for me to, if we on a football field, definitely in football, like a guy bumping to you, I can't just walk away from that because I can't, you know, I got kids. How am I going to raise my son and protect yourself if I just let another man bully me and think that, it's just hard for me to walk away from stuff like that. So I demand respect. I ain't doing nothing, but if you're going to disrespect me and think you can, you know, you're going to have to show me. That's how I see it. So sometimes I'm a little better with it than when I was early in my career because I was snapping and might get kicked out of the game. But now, you know, I was a little bit more better with it. But I just demand respect, you know. And it's not an act. It's not me trying to pretend like like I tell you, I'm just an alpha male.
You are not acting at all.
I'm just an alpha male. I've been like that, but I'm telling you, I've been like that since Little League, since high school. If you can ask any coach, any person that's ever been around me, I never changed. I'm a happy guy. I'm a good, but just don't get me into one of my little. I got an evil side. Like everybody else got a little mean side to them, and
like you got Lyman Napoleon complex. Because you're actually not like a little human in real life. Like you're a lot bigger than me. Like I wouldn't try you. You know what I'm saying? But I think because you was in the trenches and you was like, probably, I mean, you said you was the fat kid. They probably made you play up. Did they make you play up when you was younger?
All the time. So the only years I played with kids my age was when I was 6 years old. Ever since then, I played with kids older than me.
So they was probably taller. Mm-hmm. See, you just had a Napoleon complex your entire life. Where did you learn to pop face mask off? That's a skill.
Listen.
Now, I don't know how that happened, man. Again, I was a peacemaker that day. And
why every time you fucking people up, you making peace?
It was Eugene Sims, our defensive end, and Gray Robinson. They got into a fight in OTA. That was the first year we moved out here. They got into a fight. They fighting, and a big rookie offensive lineman came in and tried to hit the. What did you do, man? Back your ass up. And then he was like, he tried. I said, chill out. And I don't know how that thing came. I don't know if he was missing a screw or two. It came off. I remember smacking him 2 times, but it just throwing it. And then you turn around, his face was like this, it's smushed. And he still had the helmet on his head. Man, everybody clowned him for the rest of the time he was there till he was gone, man. Everybody that was there was a part of that or seen that still talk about that to this day. So that's like I always hear that story. So that's funny.
That's how I learned about it.
That's funny as hell.
Bro, when you you mentioned the hug with Sean. Like the people you do certain things with, you never forget. We got an opportunity to have Coach Tomlin on the show, and it was just such a special moment for me because of all the things we shared, whether it's the hugs, the conversations, the tough times, the great times. What was it about Sean when he became the head coach that was able to propel you guys to 2 Super Bowls in the ring?
Accountability that start like that, he brought a structure to us. It went from, being at practice our first couple years before he got there. Offense is out there, the defense is on the bed, laying down, we talking, while they out there. Then we get up, we get on the bed, we on the field. Now, there was no structure. Everybody did what they wanted. He came, he kind of, built the team a different way. He was like, all right, you seen it, and then, you just never know what to expect with him. Obviously, a new coach. The youngest head coach in NFL history at the time, too. I'm like, man, I don't know. He said all the good stuff and said the right things, but, I think he just brought accountability. He brought some great structure to the team. And then, obviously, once you start seeing the success you have as a team, you kind of buy in a little different, too. So, but for me, my relationship with him, it's bigger than football with me because.
What is it about y'all two that makes it bigger than football?
Because I had a lot of things going on outside of football that, at times, and from 17, 18 to on, that I was dealing with that was heavy on me to the point where it was times when I'm like, hey, Coach, I ain't playing this week. I got to go back to Pittsburgh and handle something because it was like that. And he never was like, family's first always. He was always there for me to conversate and look out for me on anything I needed from beyond football. It wasn't about football. Even when he called, it's not about it wasn't a football conversation. It was about the family, checking on the family, how everybody's doing. For me, that's big. That's huge because I was going through so much, still going through a lot, but it's settling down a little bit. But for somebody to, be there for you when you need them, and I guess another comfortability because we shared a lot of good conversation, shared a lot of tears with Sean. You know what I'm saying? So the love I got for him is way bigger than football for me. So.
Get rewarded for your fandom with the new Fanatics app. Free daily games, cash prizes, team gear, all in one app. Play our free games and earn fan cash with every single win and a chance to win millions. Shop gear from your favorite teams and players.
How does Aaron Donald deal with tough times, though?
Family, because my wife came at the right time for me. Because there was a couple years early in that 17, 18 year, definitely that 18 season that, I ended up dropping a bunch of weight. That's why that whole year I played at 255 to 250 that whole season, in 18. So I was going through a lot, just having good people around me, obviously, talking to my family. But now, if I would have to say anything, definitely from that 18 season to now, man, I would say my wife was a huge part of helping me with my mental, being there for me, helping me stay on track, man. And, obviously the goal was that you continue to play the game you love and be able to provide for your family a certain type of way. So having good people around me, to be there for me, to deal with a lot of things that's going on with me, that understand. That's what I do it for. That's what I work for. That's what I'm working for now, for my kids. So.
But bro, was it a switch? You talking about 18? That was one of your best years ever.
That's what I
was the I don't know what the tough times are. I don't know if you want to talk about them, but was it a switch or was it a motivation? Because 18, you went crazy.
Yeah, for me, football was always my outlet. I grew up a quiet kid, didn't talk much. So when I put my helmet on and my shoulder pads on, I felt like I turned into a superhero. And I just, I was able to express myself through football. So, you mad as hell. You want to punch somebody in the face. I can't do it now as a grown man with some money. I go to jail or get sued. I can whoop somebody's ass on that football field, though. They make me mad. And I can put my hands on you the right way, or you do it, you get me at a certain point, then I can crash out. We can do it like that, too. So, that helped a lot to be able to get a lot of that anger out through football. But I think just having, you know, like I said, the good people around me that, you know, keep my mind from, you know, crashing all the way out, you know, honestly. So
now that like what we try to do on this show, obviously, we speak to our brotherhood, you know, and all of the players that watch, former players, you know, current players, etc. And we pride ourselves on the transparency, you know, in the conversation, this being a safe space. Are some of those things that you were going through, can you share some of those things? And if not, that's fine. But on the other side, now that you no longer have football, and football was your safe space, like, what are you gonna turn to now to get you out of those moments?
That situation, it was a lot of stuff that was going on with my kids, my 2 oldest kids at the time. And, obviously, time is a little different times now because, you know, my kids was with me more times and, you know, than any. But I think, you know, the thing I try to tell a lot of kids, or just older, or just players, period, you know, when you're going through something, to be able to, you know, you got to be able to talk to somebody, you know, because holding it in ain't gonna do nothing but kill you, honestly. So, you know, like I said, having my wife, and then there was our chapel guy, Cav, you know, always talk to him, you know, times where, you know, I'm about to, you know, there's times you talk to him, you cry, get that out before practice. He's like, God damn, I wasn't supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot that go in that you keep internally that, you know, you need to sometimes speak to somebody and get it out, man. So, you know, I always try to give, you know, my advice definitely with my foundation, 8099 Solutions, with these young kids, mentoring them and trying to make sure they stay on right, just to be able to, you know, express yourself and not hold that anger in. Because kids, everybody go through something different, right? Everybody's story is different, everybody's background is different. So to have somebody you can, you know, speak to be able to get things off your chest, off your heart, you know, and ain't nothing wrong with sharing some tears, because sometimes you feel a lot better when you get them, you know, you cry a little bit, you know, honestly. Yeah. That's just a part of being a man. I ain't like, I consider myself an alpha male, you know, the toughest guy, but I'll share some tears quick for it, you know what I'm saying, about my family, about my emotions. It's just what it is, so.
The large misconception about alpha males or masculinity as a whole is that it has to always be one way. You have to be tough, you have to present in a certain way, and that's just not true. Like, I think we all deal with emotions differently. I do believe the strength of your story is, like what Channing said, you were dealing with what you were dealing with. And you mentioned your kids. I can't think of anything more difficult than to deal with something than with my babies. Yeah. And the way that affects me, the way that it impacts me both emotionally, mentally, and to still go out, because even though it was something about them, you still had to feed them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And the way that you fed them was an outlet for you, but you had to show up and be Aaron Donald there every day, because honestly, most people don't care that you have problems. Most people don't care that you have issues. You got a job to do. Yeah. And you were able to do that job, and with Erica's help and your family's help, you know, you are able to get in a better place. You said you were full, right, and you were complete. And so it was okay to shut them down. Now, being retired, being on the other side, living this life, how full and complete is Aaron Donald today?
Super complete. I'm happy, in a good space. No second guessing nothing. Ain't like, people always ask you, do you miss it? I'm like, hell no. I'm like, July coming, I ain't gotta get ready for no damn camp, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in a good space, man, I really am. Obviously, just learning a lot more about the business side of things now with my partner, you know, Pat Kavanaugh, guy I'm learning a lot from. He's my partner with Ready, obviously, you know, was able to, you know, invest into the company around, I want to say 2017, 2018, and, you know, to see the growth where we was to where we at now, and then having conversations with him, that, you know, and certain ththings that we got planned and set up right now, and the conversations we be having, and things that's coming to fruition, you know, that's what made me like, I can't, like, cause you know, like I always say, like, I ain't working for myself anymore, I'm working for my kids. Yeah. I want to continue to build generational wealth, you know, so, you know, when you look at the Donald name, you know, it's a name that's like, it's respected, not just from football, from sports, but no, I don't want to just leave my kids money. I want to, you know, own something, you know, build something that I can leave my kids to continue to build. So I'm excited about the next chapter more than anything. So it's such a great place. happy, blessed, healthy, get to, lead a game, on my terms, in a good place, in a good space. Got to experience so much, see so much, accomplish so much in a short amount of time. I'm just happy, blessed, and, ready for the next chapter of life.
What will it be, Freddie? 2029 will be his year?
2029, baby.
What's 2029?
Shit, they should send you your jacket right now.
At least start sizing him for it.
Oh,
Right.
I heard him talk. He about to cry in that speech.
Oh, he gonna cry for sure.
Baby, I ain't gonna cry. I can't tell him to cry, but I don't know how my emotions gonna be at that time. I ain't never experienced nothing like that, so I don't know.
I think you have a duty to embrace the city of St. Louis, who feels as if they lost the team. Like, I'm sure they feel that that was also their championship, as well as bringing it to LA.
Sure.
In your speech, it's a long ways off, so I don't know if you even thought about any of that.
He got that bitch written already.
Yeah.
Hey, he gonna be like, cry here. Because he gonna be the cry when he wrote it. You already know he gonna be like, cry here.
That'll be a good moment. So you locked in. But again, your biggest pivot. We always ask our guests, what's their biggest pivot in life, which is that moment or moments that without that happening, you wouldn't be the person who you are.
My biggest pivot.
It could be life too.
Yeah.
Because you ain't really have to pivot in football. You just beat the piss out of people
No, you
your
had to
whole
do
life.
a lot, but I don't know, man.
It could have been when you got on your knee without a ring. I mean,
I
you
was
just don't do that.
I was gonna say my wife, but I didn't want to be cheesy.
That is it.
But
Cheesy?
That's
Seems
part
like
of it.
she's attached to a lot of great decisions.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
she is. So, obviously, I would say my wife. She bettered me in a lot of ways. Because always been the one that get to this position, and was always the one that I felt like you need your close family, but for the most part, you don't really need feel like you need nobody, but that have somebody in my life that I feel like I need my wife. She's a part of me. She made me a better husband, a better father, a better businessman. Just in my everyday life, she brings something to the table. So for me, it's like you had a lot of good things going on. You bring a good piece and a part of you that you married that's in your life now, and that you went from this. I'm talking about off the field stuff until it's going that way. So that's why I'm more excited about this next chapter more than anything, because I think it's going to be bigger than what I did in the football world from a financial standpoint. So
That's awesome.
we're having a lot of good conversation with a lot of good people. She's there right next to me in these meetings. Sometimes she take the lead, and then she had some conversation with the people, and then tell me, this is a conversation we both need to be down to talk to, and then you bring that to fruition. So I would definitely say my wife when it comes to the off the field stuff. But if I had to say a big pivot from a football standpoint in my football life, would say going into my 2018 season. My second holdout year, back-to-back years, 17 and 18 was holdout years, but getting experience it for my second year and understanding the business side of football, not taking it as personal as I did in 17, because it was all new to me. I'm like, shit, if y'all don't want me, just let me go. I started getting mad. The second year, it's more I understand it's a business. If somebody can buy something for $100 and it costs $300, they're gonna try to get it for $100.
Yeah,
but
sure.
that's a part of business. So understanding that side and figuring things out and having the opportunity to understand, how it is and what I need to do, and my training process changed as far as doing different things out the box, keep myself in top shape, going and get myself prepared, knowing how to handle myself to get myself ready for a season. And going into a season, not doing no camp for 2 years back to back, and having the year I had, and having an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl, I would say that. So,
James Conner credits you with building his confidence to be a great running back. I didn't know he played DN.
you ain't know that?
No, I didn't know he played
Conner,
rushing.
I call Conner. That's like my little brother, man. I really do love him.
He said like in a bowl game, though, he was ready to go on the field.
So Conner was really a scholarship for defensive end. But his last year in high school, we ended up rushing for a crazy amount of yards. And then he had some scholarship for running back, and then he went to Pitt to play running back. His freshman year was my senior year. He had to work at he always asked questions. Even though I was a D tackle and he was a running back, he wanted to, whatever extra work I'm with you, big bro. And then we played a bowl game. We played the Little Caesars Bowl in Detroit. against Bowling Green.
He went crazy though.
Yeah, he went crazy. He rushed for like close to like 300 yards, a couple touchdowns, and had like, and then they put him, I think we was low on numbers on the end. They put him out there to rush. He was rushing next to me. He had about like 4 quarterback hits, like 5 quarterback pressures. I think he almost took one of my sacks. So he ended up, he was out there balling, but man, you know, to see his growth, to understand, you know, I know the body of work he put in, the mindset he got, you know, I'd be so proud of him, you know, like, you know, because that's he ain't a friend, that's my brother.
That's awesome.
That's my little brother, so I want to see him succeed. And then he went to come to Arizona. I get to play against him twice a year, you know, so.
What was it like when he got sick then, man?
You know, I sent him a message. I was in St. Louis at the time. I remember sending him a message, a heartfelt message, just to let him know that this is just a hiccup in the road. You know, this is a lot of more great things coming your way. A few Pro Bowls later and things like that to see, you know, where he's at now, man.
He killed in Arizona, bro.
Yeah, man, he's still killing it.
You
know.
That's love, bro.
That was awesome, big dog.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my boy. I'm sorry I bothered you so
Man,
much,
whenever
dog.
you want to get fat, just let me know.
Hey, Chan,
I'll show you the way.
Hey, Chan.
First of all, with that proposal story, I didn't believe you, but that's not why you proposed twice.
Why did I propose to
You
damn.
just cause you gave, but we were already
Okay, I
like
gave you a ring.
engaged, but you gave me
But
a
it
ring.
is two proposals,
But you made
though.
it seem like I was like, no, until I got a ring. I didn't care.
Oh, no, we was engaged. Shit, you had no choice.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm